Since school started the end of August, we have been in what they call a 2-hour, 8-hour time period. So for 2 hours a week, we've been able to skate, which, to give you an idea, today's practice will be 2 hours. So it's not a whole lot of time. And then 8 hours in total, you can do some form of training. So we've done a variety of things from lift to, we've had some leadership development and team building, and we've even done some Bikram yoga. Any of you guys yogis in here? Fred? Oh, nice, nice. And on Saturday, last Saturday, was our first official practice. And then we played on Sunday an exhibition game. So when we played that particular game, we had very little organization to our game. We essentially used it as an opportunity to evaluate what's considered a pretty new team with whatever our number is, 10 new guys that were out there, and new goaltending mix and that sort of thing. So we really used Sunday as an opportunity to evaluate our players, and had really, like I said, no strategic or systematic type stuff in play. We had no power play, no real penalty killing time that we worked on, and so we're off and running now in our normal schedule. So we're going to have a green and white game this Sunday as a means, again, to create a game experience. We think those are important as part of the preparation to play. We then will open up a week from Friday night at Lake Superior. So new team, new energy, new enthusiasm, and certainly, you know, I don't spend a lot of time anymore talking or looking back, but you know, looking back on areas that we can get better, areas that we can take from a challenging season. I really thought it was a test of our character in many ways, and yet, while it was, I thought guys came through that fighting to get better and really focused on where we want to be. Our off season was a very productive one, in spite of considering we have so many new guys. In my time, and from records kept on our physical testing here, our team is in the best physical condition of any team that's been here. So the standard has been maintained or established at a very high level, which is at least a positive foundational thing to work off of heading into now getting into the hockey type shape that we can get on the ice. But that was a real positive, and I think what it tells me and what's important to me is the kind of commitment that we're looking for, because you know, to compete today at a high level, you've got to be committed all the time, not some of the time. And so in our program, and I'm sure at many, there's so much time we get to spend with the players, but it's what they do away from the time here. Everybody puts in their practice time every day, but how you take care of yourself away from the rink, what you do, what you put in your body, goes a long way towards your ability to perform at a high level. We're excited about the freshman group that we have here. While I'm excited and encouraged by the skill and the hockey intellect that I believe we have, at the same time, what keeps me up at night is knowing that we don't have tons of experience back there. I'm sure, while I haven't looked, I'm sure we'll be one of the younger teams in college hockey, not just by class, but certainly by age. So we'll have a couple, at least, true freshmen in the lineup. We have a couple older freshmen in the lineup, too, that I expect will get regular playing time. We'll have more numbers on defense, which I think was a real challenge for us last year. Start of the year with some injuries, and then during the course of the year, it just presented a challenge for us because we played guys so many minutes, and we're hopeful that we don't have to do that again this year, and have prepared for that. And in goal, obviously, there's lots of opportunity as well, like there is in the other positions, for somebody to establish themselves. So we're going in knowing that we're replacing a Conference Player of the Year, All-American caliber goalie in Hildy. Certainly Ed Minnie went home, which I was concerned about because I thought he's handled his first 2 years here in a very professional way. We've seen his growth both from a maturity standpoint, and I say that very positively, just like any college student would be growing up. And it's not easy not to play much, but to come out and practice and compete every day. And he's coming in from the national team program where he played the predominant number of games. So I thought he handled that situation real well. I thought he improved his skills during that time. And I was concerned. I sent him home with the message, don't think you're just coming here and we're just going to hand you the net. You've got to earn the net. And you should have every opportunity to do that. But your first test is having a productive off season. And he came back in really, really good condition. So it was a real positive sign of his commitment that we were excited about. Thought he played well in the exhibition game and the half a game that he played. Thought he's practiced well so far. And I also thought Johnny Letherman, who's brought here to compete to play, has done a good job adapting as well. So both of those guys are going to need playing experience. Our intention is at the beginning of the year to give both opportunities to play and see how that goes towards their development and somebody solidifying that position. And if we have two guys who can play and that forms a level of consistency, we'll certainly be open-minded to that as well. We do have a third goalie who's a freshman too, Spencer Wright. He won't be a guy I'll probably talk too much about, especially in the early times here, but he's a guy that has potential to play here down the road. He's a young player. He's got very good skills. He's got really good work habits, comes from a family of Spartans. And so I'll oftentimes refer probably to the other two guys, at least for now. But he's a guy that we won't forget about, and it's going to be an important part of our team and his role for the years to come. On defense, we have a lot of youth. And you know, that, like I said, I like the depth in numbers. It concerns me that we're youthful, but I am encouraged by what I see. I like the compete level. I like our ability to be able to skate back there. I believe we'll have an improved ability to move the puck more efficiently, especially with our numbers. And, you know, it's nice to see a guy. Jared Rosberg he'll be a redshirt freshman because he missed last year with a knee surgery, but he's looked really good in the early going, and we weren't sure how he'd recover. He's recovered great. He's looked real good, and he has a sense of maturity back there, but he gives us size. He gives us some physicality and toughness. I think he's got good skills and good hockey IQ to be able to play a game at both ends of the rink. So I think we have some dynamics, or improved dynamics back there depth-wise that will help us not only defensively but offensively as well. And up front, we're going to need contributions from new people, and we're going to need guys who are returning guys to step up. When you look at like our team captain, Joe Cox, very consistent performer. We get what he has every night, and we get that on a very consistent basis, and we expect we'll get that all season long. Thomas Ebbing is kind of cut out of the same mold, maybe not as vocal as Joe, but same type of work habits and commitment. And then I think in the early going, we've been pleased with the off-season commitment and conditioning and the early season progress of guys like William Hague and Cody Milan and Brendan Sanford and Dylan Pavlik and JT Stengline. We've moved Chris Knutson from defense, where I really didn't think he'd get much opportunity to play, up to a forward spot. We'll see. He'll probably start as a fifth line forward and see if he can compete to earn some time up there. But it's going to be important for our team, especially early, for those guys to take a step and make a contribution. And then some of our freshmen who've caught our attention early starts with Patrick Kordorenko and Taro Hiroshi, very skilled players on both sides of the puck. And Sam Saliba, Logan Lambden, those guys up front have made an early impression, bring with them a lot of offensive success. Three of those guys were top scorers in their leagues last year. Two of them more goal-oriented. The other one probably more distributor-oriented. But it's a good mix. So we've been encouraged by that early, but again, cautiously encouraged because we know that we lack experience. So with that, we're anxious to get started. Early practices have been real good, and we'll get back at it today at 3 o'clock to keep building on the things we've built on so far in the preseason, and we're anxious to get going at Lake Superior.